Alright, so we're back with the only game where Canada is represented appropriately. It's Power and Revolution 2019. The last time, we ended up nuking Canada with the United States, and it was a very sad day. Today, it's Canada's turn. Actually, I really want to see something. Over to the world simulation, damn it. What would Canada do if it had effectively limitless power? I've created a little scenario here that I really want to see. I've given Canada effectively the equivalent of like $16 bajillion. Their military force is the most powerful in the entire universe. But what would Canada do if they had limitless power and the rest of the world had slighted them in the way the United States did? I don't know what's gonna happen, but I can tell you, I set up what Canada can possibly do, and I'd move my ass over there and apply for citizenship right now. So we're gonna be watching this from the outside. I'm just gonna pick Uganda. Honestly, I don't wanna be anywhere near Canada. It's easier to break an atom than a prejudice. Albert, you're about to watch Canada break the freaking game. Welcome everyone to Uganda, the one place that may be out of the talon's reach of Canada. Let me guys show you something. 3.7 billion people now live in Canada. Do you see that number? That's the number of enlisted army people. Did Canada need 1 million nuclear weapons? Probably not, but I thought it would be funny. As would be expected, Canada has now declared war on the United States of America. I could picture right now Canada sending the United States like some papers of submission and just being like, you guys are probably gonna wanna sign this. Do you see these? These are Canadian tanks over here. Do you see these numbers over the Canadian tanks? Alright, so it looks like there may be a little bit of a scuffle over here. Canada already starting to roll into the United States. I'm not expecting things to go too well for the US. Everything looks pretty peaceful so far. Never mind, the peace didn't last too long. Okay, the United States is starting off really strong. They've actually rolled into Montreal, and I think they're over here in Ottawa too. Okay, that didn't last too long. Canada hasn't even done anything, and the United States just pulled the hell out. So Canada has begun to respond over here, and it ain't pretty, okay? Canada is blasting its way into the United States. Oh man, they're like going straight for Boston. Missiles are legit just flying everywhere. It is complete and utter chaos. The United States is sending like everything they have to Boston and Manchester because Canada came in hard and dropped the hammer.
Situation is critical.
I don't care, Jeff. Canada has taken over Manchester. Canada now owns Manchester. Canada is just hammering Boston. Oh my god. Yep, there comes Canada into Boston. The Canadian train is moving, and there ain't no brakes. They're going straight for Providence. Special issue. Immediately drove the head of state to a national square, absolutely deserted, to execute him in the proper manner. God, I'm not even a part of what's going on over here, and I'm losing heads of states. Down here in Manchester, Canadian rule has just taken over. Canadian tanks are starting to move into Boston. Everyone who's smart is getting the hell out of their way because the entire city is on fire right now. Logan International Airport is now known as Tim Hortons National Airport. Canada strikes yet again. I don't know where the tanks are going next. There goes a friggin' rocket. Just fled Bridgeport. Great. Over on this side of the country, Canada seems very intent at getting a hold of Detroit. Canada is now beating the crap out of Washington. Like, was that a plane that just flew into It kind of looked like a Canadian plane just flew into Washington. I don't even know anymore. It's a chilly 47.2 degrees over in Washington, with a 100% chance of Canada whipping that ass. Well, Washington is now owned by Canada. As we can see, Canada has currently just cut a swath into the United States. Oh, Canada is all over the United States. I mean, they are all up in the United States' business. Look at how low they are. This is now Canada. Canada has fully absorbed the United States of America. How long has it been? It hasn't been that long. What's this? Canada now wants a piece of Egypt. Canada wants a piece of Cuba, Iran. I think Canada is actually trying to take over the world. Spain versus Canada now. Everyone in the entire planet fears Canada. Like, gravely fears Canada. Hostages are taken in Uganda? I don't even care. Because quite honestly, there's not going to be any hostages left to take because everything's going to belong to Canada by the end of the year. So over here in Cuba, they decided to piss off Canada. And Canada, I don't think that Canada has responded quite yet. They're going to have to, like, send some fleets down here. But there's Miami. It ain't too far. Okay, Canada is starting to send out some gunboats over here. Cuba is responding. The smoke and the fire has begun. Canada, shooting the big guns, looking to take over Cuba, and I don't think they're going to have much difficulty. Is this a tank just, like, hanging on the water? It is. It's just driving across the water, because why not? All right, the tanks have loaded up on the ship over here. They, too, are going to be moving. Yeah. What the hell is that? I think that's the sirens for all the Cuban boats that are currently falling to the bottom of the ocean floor. Okay, Cuba is currently bombing the Canadian boat because the second this boat lands on Cuban soil, I think it's going to be a pretty bad day. All right, the Canadian tanks are hanging out, just trying to get a little look at what Havana is like. And by look, I mean they're bombing it. Okay, Canada is really pissed off. Like, Cuba kind of repelled one of the attacks, and now they're just sending everything. Libya v. Canada. Why Libya? Why? Is this one single Jeep? Like, just one vehicle? I mean, are they gonna let them go? Are they just gonna surrender? Oh, they're just gonna walking past. See, Canada, they're not bad people. Wow, it is just a mess over here in the water. There are rockets and gunfire and it's chaos. It's absolute chaos. Cuba is just sending everything they have. Look at all the ships that Cuba has. They're just everything is coming out of every single military base trying to save themselves from the wrath of Canada. The battle has been raging on for 62 days. This is how many people are killed so far. Canada is all over Cuba right now. I think Cuba is just running out of men to throw into this combat. Canada just took over Santa Clara. Cuba is just firebombing it to death. Right now it's down to 247,000 people. There's a friggin' hurricane hitting over here right now. In between all of this insanity, there's now a hurricane. Canada's pissed. I don't even know what kind of tank this is. This is like something out of frickin' some sort of future movie. Canada 2030, baby. Again, going straight for Havana. Looks like Cuba took Havana back. Apparently Canada got pissed off at the British Virgin Islands as well. Another friggin' hurricane. Canada has taken over Cuba. Oh God. Canada has decided now to invade Mexico. This entire continent is going to be owned by Canada. I always knew that Canada didn't take any crap, and you guys told me that this is how it was. They were all just biding their time, and now I see the truth. Canada, wielding the power of the gods, is just driving straight into Mexico. I'm talking like a hot knife through on opposing Canada. I ain't touching that. So you can go to hell. Canada now owns Greenland. Canada rules. Game over, that's all it says. Like, Canada went to war across the world and it just devastated everything. It took everything from Mexico to Greenland. Why Greenland, Canada? Why would you do such a thing? I think the problem was in the last episode, Canada got bombed and Greenland didn't step up I really don't know. But I guess they just kind of looked from a distance, and Canada never forgets. So now Canada rules the world. Congratulations, Canada. And hey, folks, hope you enjoyed this episode of Power Revolution 2019. Until the next time, folks, stay foxy and much love.